Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday Show. I'm Hammer. I'm joined by two of my favorite Wednesday Show hosts, Genty Maxie.
Hello.
And, Terry DeMontis. Why does my screens look weird? Oh, there we go. Just took a little while. Say hi, Terry. Terry.
Oh, I'm muted. That's why. Okay, that makes sense.
It wouldn't be a stream. And a special guest tonight is Kyiverdam. Say hi, Kyiverdam.
Hi.
Hi.
Kyiverdam cat Nick, say hi.
Salutations.
She sounds cute, by the way. He didn't want to bug you with it.
Is her name Allie?
Ellie's my cat.
Oh, okay.
Is it Allie? I thought you said Nick. Sorry.
No, that's somebody else.
Okay.
Anyway, I lost my place on my intro.
Uh-oh. Sorry.
Before we get to the topics, let's go ahead and say hello to everybody in chat. Terry, you want
Okay, so we've got Jack Dunsky. I won't mention Kyiverdam because she's on the stream.
to?
I am?
The last I checked, there is Brie or Bray is Castic, which is Corsten's code name. And that might... Oh, Roundhammer 117. I don't know if that's a relative of Mr. One-Time-Hammer or not, but they linked the show around the Discords. You wild, crazy minions, get on with the crazy now.
Jen?
Alrighty. Well, I ignored Terry's rules because I'm a weirdo from Canada. But hi, Hammer.
Yeah.
Hi, Kyiverdam.
Hi.
Hi, Micah. Hi, Deer. Hi, Jack, also known as Clippers United. Hi, Rotten. Hi, Cynic. And we got the Assassin of the Gray. Hi, Gray. Because normally I'm cheap and I just spell it Greg, you know.
Hey, Assassin, how you doing? Before we go any further, I want to make sure we get this out of the way because we never get to the topics. But I want to at least get to mentioning what the topics are instead of getting halfway through the show and trying to do that in the music poll at the same time.
Right.
I'm going to try to be a responsible host. We'll see how it goes. The topics for tonight are mandate. I don't know if guys have been paying too much attention to the media, but there's been a lot of back and forth about whether Trump's success, his victory, was a mandate or not. They don't. Well, we'll get into that later. But ceasefire, in case anybody doesn't know about that, Hezbollah has agreed to a 60-day ceasefire with Israel. Yeah, Trump's not even in office yet, and already things are calming down. And finally, Denver, the mayor out in Denver has decided that he's not going to listen to the federal government and assist in ICE apprehension of illegal.
Yes.
So that's something to discuss.
I thought maybe mandate was going to be Hammer coming out as gay.
A mandate.
Yeah.
Anybody?
Your girlfriend will be very upset to hear this.
Yeah, she would be. Has anybody actually listened to Tom Homan? He's the new czar for the border.
The border guy, yeah. Oh, I like him. He's awesome.
Oh my God! Have you heard of him, Jen? Kyiverdam? Nope.
Sorry, repeat the name?
His name is Tom Homan. He's
I've heard it recently. He's the Homeland guy, isn't he? He's the one who's like, well, if we find the family, we'll send them all back.
yeah.
He's a legend.
That's the guy.
Yeah. I love him. That's why I remember him.
I understand he's former police and but he's that kind of guy who's like, if you want to screw with me, I will win. You know, that kind of deal. So he did say that about. Go ahead.
The thing that I'm not meaning to interrupt you or jump in there. It's just the times where I've seen him talk, he also seems like the guy who's actually seen the results of what all this mass immigration has caused to families. And it's the frustration of seeing, like, he said that he found a dead kid because of this stuff, and it's still something that haunts him. He said it in an interview, and I don't for a second doubt that is actually what affected him. And I agree with him. So I'm on board with what he's doing. Like, I don't doubt some people have crossed the border because they thought they could just get, easy jobs and become the next Americans. But, like, if you want to do that, do it properly.
Now, I really like that this Denver mayor guy is like, I'm willing to go to jail, or I'm not scared of going to jail to defend this. And it's like, Tom Homan is like, I'm glad we agree on something. He's willing to go to jail, and I'm willing to put him there.
Yeah, he had a very viral Twitter deal with. He was talking to AOC, and she was arguing that it wasn't. Her argument was it's not illegal to seek asylum, and he says we go through the ports if you're going to do it, and he says then it's not illegal. Yeah. And she says, yeah, but these people are still not illegal, and he's like, and he quotes the actual law.
Yes,
and she just sits there and looks at him, and she doesn't know what to say. It's like a good 3 or 4 seconds where she just stares and says nothing. And then she says, okay, well, let's move on. It's like, you got it's pretty good to get AOC to shut the fuck up. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Now, my favorite part of that was, like, she was like hell bent on getting him to admit that he was in favor of family separation. Like, she just kept bringing it up and trying to push him on. It's like, if you commit a crime in America and you're a citizen, you get separated from your kids. Why would it be any different for illegal immigrants?
Well, they're trying to get that sympathy. Oh, you're separating the children. So anybody think about the children?
Yeah,
that's what she's doing.
But as he said, like, if you commit a crime as an American citizen and you've got kids, they absolutely separate you from your children to protect the kids.
Right. So those are the topics tonight. We'll get into more detail later.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Assassin of the Great says, the Denver mayor should understand he can be charged with harboring fugitives and aiding and abetting the escape of a criminal alien with a deportation owner equals 20 years. So, I mean, I hope he really isn't scared of going to jail.
No, those anchor babies are lawful American citizens. Yeah, I'm not sure what the whole anchor baby thing is, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's legal or not. As I understand it, if you're born in America on American soil, regardless of what your parents are, you're a citizen. As I understand it, not saying that is correct, but I think that's the law as it sits right now.
Yeah, that's right. Citizenship is fairly standard. I think legally they probably are American citizens just for being born in America. Well, I don't think they should be. I don't think you should become a citizen just because your parents happened to give birth within a particular nation's borders. But if that's what the law says, then they are technically legally American citizens.
It's one of those laws that was written in the 1800s when it would make sense for what it was that they were talking about. But America is a well-established country at this point, and everybody knows what your legal laws are for moving to the U.S. And sometimes, yes, they could adjust for some things, but a lot of these places and these people, especially the Democrats, they're being willfully dishonest. And a lot of people crossing the border are fucking Russian. They're fucking they have nothing to do with South America for a lot of these people. And yet somehow it's always like you're anti-people of color, blah blah blah. And it's like, no, you are just an open border for everyone crossing. And it is leading to problems. Like, Venezuelan gangs is just one part of it, but it's still a big fucking problem. Stop ignoring the problems. And
Assassin in chat says, no, a person's parents must both be American citizens or lawful alien residents to get birthright citizenship. And Gunsky says the anchor baby thing is a dubious legal standard meant to grandfather in slaves as citizens. That makes sense. I can see that being true.
That's why I thought it was something like that, Jack, because it's always something that they've taken and then twisted. And that's part of the thing that's frustrating, because the more they twist that stuff, it makes it harder for people to actually work with other people. You know, it's not like some people couldn't be fleeing things from South America. Like, we already know that Mexico is a shithole for the gangs they have. No, so it's not like I can't understand that part, but there's a difference between that and what they are actually doing. And that dishonesty is causing too many problems. We have it too. So up here, Terry, I'm just going to make this short and quick because I'm bitter about it. But up here, the big thing is that Trump is putting in these tariffs, and it's going to cost us a little bit more money. But the tariffs are there because we have this open border that's being abused, and he wants the drugs to stop. I think some of it has to do with economic abuse, which, like, there is a little bit. So there's something to be said there. Like, that's not okay. And it's all stuff that we've wanted to fix for the last 8-9 years. And, you know, Trudeau hasn't done shit. So you know what he does for the last possible year of his prime ministry is he takes out a $6 billion loan so that for Christmas we can go a month without the GST.
Oh God.
So I saw a check from somebody who actually has the money to buy groceries, Walmart, $338. He saved $3 because of Trudeau.
Oh, wow.
But that's going to cost us $9 billion to pay back. No, sorry, $6 billion. I keep saying 9 when I mean 6.
Yeah.
But still, it's paying $6 billion back.
I'm the one who's meant to be upside down.
I know. I don't know why my brain does that, but I think it's just $6 billion is still bad. I'm still upset. I'm like, I don't need to tack on $3 billion.
I did a quick look up on Google for anchor baby. My search was federal law anchor babies, and you know, you can't always be positive that what you Google is correct.
Right.
But when it came up and gave me a paragraph, I'll read you the paragraph. It says, federal law states that a child born in the United States is a citizen by birth, regardless of their parents' immigration status. This is due to the 14th Amendment to the Constitution, which guarantees birthright citizenship to all people born or naturalized in the United States. Now, that's what Google said, and that's probably why I might be wrong, because I believe Google.
I actually have a theory that the Democrats actually have a long-term border security plan, which is to make America so shit that no one actually wants to go there anymore anyway. So like Mexicans will be like, why would I go to that shithole? America? Oh, fuck no. Yeah. And then the border will be secure because no one will want to break in.
I can't... Discussing this several times with several different people, I've never been able to come up with anything other than Democrats hate America. That's the only thing I can get out of this. That's the only of all the discussions we've had about all the reasons why they insist on an open border and flooding the country with people who have no idea what's going on here is to cause internal strife because they hate the country. That's because that's what it does.
Yep.
None of these people are assimilating. They're all bringing their culture and establishing parts of their country in our country. I mean,
it's also...
Then why come here if you're going to bring your culture here?
Yeah, right. Well, what kills me is we've been doing this for a long time. There is this has happened for years and years and years. Look at Chinatown. Get a whole bunch of Chinese people, put them in an area, and they call it Chinatown because it's a little bit of China inside the United States. Now we're getting little Muslim areas and little Venezuelan areas, and pretty soon there's not going to be anything left of the original country. It's going to be little areas of other countries in our country.
And Assassin says the Democrats have hated America since they lost the war in 1865. I'm guessing
areas will all fight.
I'm guessing 1865 is a significant date. I don't know what it's referring to.
I can't think of any other reason, honestly. Like I said, I've had this talk with several different people, and the only thing we can ever come down to is that they just want to destroy the United States. That's the whole point. Maybe it's a grab for power. Maybe they want to turn it socialist and communist, which is not unheard of, but maybe it's just a grab for power. Once everything's all shit, they'll be the only ones left.
They're pretty open about it. I mean, they say things like America is like an oppressive place, that they want to dismantle systemic oppression. The only way they can do that is by, destroying the country.
I think that's where kill a white man comes from.
Exactly.
They never say kill all black men. They never say kill all Asian men. It's always white men.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the country is 70% white.
Okay, and people in chat are saying 1865 was the Civil War that Assassin was referring to. Okay, that makes sense.
And 100 years after that, the Immigration Act was passed, opening the borders.
Ah, another mistake.
Well,
Yeah.
Trump can't get here fast enough. The problem is what happens in 2028.
They undo everything that he did.
Hopefully they put somebody, hopefully, I mean, I'm assuming this is going to remain a Republican Democratic thing back and forth. That you put a Democrat in power and it's open borders. If you put a Republican in charge, then it's not. So all I can say is I hope that, I mean, they're doing a really good job right now of making sure that any future president will be a Republican because they're screwing this up royally.
Yeah.
But I mean, who's going to be 2028 anyway? Is it going to be Vance or is it going to be DeSantis or?
No, I was actually saying I would disagree with you. Once Trump is gone, it doesn't matter who the nominee is, what party they're from. It's all going to be the same anyway. It's like all politicians are basically in the same party. They just have an arbitrary distinction between Democrats and Republicans. They all want the same thing for the country, which is not good for the country.
I'm kind of hoping that if Trump can do anything, it'll be giving his own party, the ones who are going to be working in office, a taste of what it means to be a freestanding president. Because he's as close to being just a basic citizen acting as a president as somebody can be without being in the hands of as many dirty politicians. I know he's a big businessman. I know he's dealt with some pretty dirty people and he was a president before, but he's no Nancy Pelosi. You know, I don't think he is. I don't doubt that he's getting some benefits from being where he is, but we've known for the last 4 years how bad that was for him. You know, so this ain't about that. And I hope that the people who are with him actually get that taste for it, because what we're all going to get out of it in the long run is going to be better for everyone, including people who are already rich, you know?
Yeah, I just think that Trump will delay the inevitable by 4 years, sure, but once he's gone, they just get back on track to what they were doing before he interrupted them.
I think there's some values for the Republican Party that are separate from the values of the Democratic Party. I think the border is going to remain an issue with Republicans. They're not going to give up that fight because they've won with it. So in 2028, they're going to run 2028 on the border as well. Look how good we've done with the border for the last 4 years. If you want someone who's going to make sure it stays closed and things are going to be good, you want a Republican. That's going to be the pitch.
Sure, but I don't think they're actually going to do any. Like, I think they will promise different things to appeal to different sections of the population. But once they're in, I don't think it matters what party they're nominally from. They all want the same thing for the country, which is not good.
I don't think the Republicans, I don't think the Republicans are trying to destroy the country. I think they're a little too strict and people don't like that. Their abortion thing is not a plus for them. But I do think that in general, the Republican Party believes in the border. I think they believe in the economy.
I also think they're more in belief of the Constitution. And that alone is enough for me, because the Constitution is even today still good. I would still go with that.
See, I may just be too cynical for my own good, but I think everything you're talking about is what they promise, not what they do.
Well, it's definitely what Trump's going to do. And if they want to follow a successful pattern, they're going to do what he does.
Well, that's why I made Trump the exception. But I think pretty much anyone else was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to totally do this. And then, oh, wait, you know what I forgot? The lobbyist wants me to do this other thing. Well, I'm going to do that other thing now, thanks to the millions of dollars. I just reminded me of what I really wanted to do.
I'm going to have to disagree then, because if it's DeSantis runs Florida like Trump runs America. If DeSantis gets a nod, he's going to be Trump without the baggage.
Okay.
Because it's what he's doing in Florida right now. He's getting rid of all the. He's got a great economy. They actually have a surplus of money in Florida. They're hard red. They were the third most moving to the right state that we've had. You know who the top 2 states are that went that moved the most towards the right this election? The top 2 states. Take a guess.
New York, because they had the furthest move.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Kyiverdam, something's wrong with your microphone.
Sorry.
Really loud. Go ahead. What were you saying, Terry?
I was going to say, was it California and New York because they had the furthest move?
Yep. California, New York both went 12 points to the right. Remember, these are the bastions of Democratic electoral college. The fourth one was Maryland, which is also a hard blue state, and they went 9 points.
Well, so it makes sense because somewhere that's like already very, very conservative doesn't have that far to move to the right, whereas somewhere like California is so far left that there's a lot of room. Like they can just start approaching normality and like, oh shit, that's a massive swing to the right.
Well, in order, the top 5 are New York first at 12, California at 12, Florida at 10, Maryland at 9, and Texas at 8.
Okay.
So there's a pretty good mishmash of everybody moving to the right. But it really shocked me when I heard number 1 and number 2. I was like, you're kidding me. And I think a lot of it has to do specifically with Harris. I don't think they would have done that if Biden had been in play, even for as mentally challenged as he is. I think that they would have stayed, because last cycle, 2020, Biden won by plus 23 in New York. And Kamala won by plus like 11 or something like that. So she did worse.
Yeah, I think Kamala Harris was like an exceptionally awful candidate, like far more than anyone else they could have run.
Yeah, I think Monkey said that she's the worst candidate they've ever put up, except for Walter Mondale.
I remember hearing about him.
Walter Mondale. It was funny because I was like, oh yeah, I remember him. He was so bad that I forgot the person, that he even existed.
I forget who he lost to, but I have heard that it was like one of the biggest Republican.
He lost to Reagan. He lost to Reagan. The only state Reagan didn't win was Michigan. He won every state except for Michigan. He won 528 electoral votes.
That's hilarious.
If you look at the map, it's all red except for one state that is blue.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
Now that is a landslide. I don't think anyone could spin that any other way.
Well,
hey, Hammer.
Yes, ma'am.
You misspelled. I just noticed that you misspelled my name.
I did.
He did. He gave you an extra R. You're Canadian now, Kyiverdam. You're a Kiever Beaver.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Kyiver.
Sorry. You don't hate me for that one, Kiever.
That's correct. What do you mean?
Kyiverdam.
Oh, it's off the edge. That's why. It's spelled correctly, but it's being cut off. That's actually an M, not an R or an N.
No, on the YouTube stream, right below my avatar, it's got 2 R's.
It certainly does, but it's wrong.
On the screen.
Like I said, I haven't done the 4-person stream in a while, but but it's wrong on YouTube because it's misspelled, but it's wrong on Rumble as well because it's cut off.
No, but like there's KYIVERRDAM is what's on the screen, not in the description, on the screen under her avatar.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny because your actual name is right there too, so it's like,
Yeah,
you're one of those people who actually has the avatar with their name in it.
like Polydub.
Maybe subliminally, Hammer was including your cat, who would be purring in the background. So it's Kiever purr. Then
there it is. That makes sense. And 6 is saying 1984 elections. It was Minnesota was the one state that Reagan didn't get.
Was it Minnesota?
There you go.
Yeah.
To fix Rumble now too.
Yeah, I'm still kind of in a bit of a kiddie mode, Key, because my buddy Spoonie has a kitty named Sammy, and Sammy was visiting her most of the day because she was making her Thanksgiving ham. And you know, the cats are like, all of a sudden they really like you when you're making yummy stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Spoonie the useless cook?
No, different Spoonie.
Oh.
The aristocratic
Because he's got a cat too.
I don't doubt he does. I know so many people with cats, and I'm just like, I wish I had one, but I live with my brother, and he's allergic to
and
everything.
that's not surprising. They're one of the most popular animals to have for a pet. It's like
Well,
saying
in
I
an
know a lot of
apartment,
people who
yeah.
have dogs. It's like, of course you do.
You don't have to take them for walks all the time. You know, you clean their box, and you know, you play with them, and they're cute, and you feed them, and as long as you don't
They don't
piss them off.
startle.
Yeah.
They don't startle you with barks, or they're not as likely to kill you.
I have no pets. I have nothing.
I had
Not
a
even a
kid.
goldfish.
Nope.
I had a kitty. I miss my kitty.
What was their name again?
Gracie.
Hey,
Aw.
that's cute.
Did you
Yeah.
say goodnight?
You got that. And it's funny. It's kind of related to that because when I married my wife, she already had a cat named George.
Oh, okay. So I was on the right track.
Yeah. So I was like, well, your cat's George. I said, we got it. And the thing is, my cat Gracie was 100% gray. Gray
Oh,
nose,
there you
gray paws, gray eyes, everything. She was entirely gray. So her fur was gray. So it kind of fit to call her Gracie because she's all gray, you know.
Yeah.
But
How was her
it
name spelled? Like the usual spelling?
Gracie.
Oh, I thought it'd be Graycie.
Yeah, if you were actually going for the color, but the person that she was named after was What was Gracie's last name? It was George Burns and Gracie.
I want to say Alan.
I hear
I wanna
buttons
say
click,
Alan.
click.
Gracie
Ellen.
Right?
Gracie Allen, yeah. She spelled it Gracie, so I stuck with her name.
Yeah.
My mom has a calico cat named Callie.
Ah,
Yeah.
how many cats are in the house? I always wanted to ask you that. Sorry, Terry.
My house?
Yeah.
3.
Oh, it seems like you had like 7.
Yeah. It does seem that way. No, but I think it's a
my
shame
parent
that is not actually an alley cat.
until last year my parents had 6.
That sounds more like it.
Wow.
Now they have 5. And she has another calico named Lola.
Yeah.
She's
But
her girl.
You have a cat named Allie, and you told me that it's not actually an alley cat, and that is disappointing.
That
No,
was
it's
her
not
name
spelled-
at the cat place.
It's not spelled
Yeah.
that way, right? A-L-L-Y?
No. It's
No, it's-
A-L-L-I-E is the cat's name.
Yep.
I.E. is the appropriate way to spell the name of any cat.
Allie.
Yeah.
Allie's
So
her girl.
I learned the hard way not to name your cat after a random anime person because nobody pronounces them right.
Right.
Well, I had a
It
cat
wasn't
named
even
Choo-Choo.
Japanese. The name was I think it's more the Italian pronunciation of 13. But
Oh,
whenever
okay.
they said his name, it sounded like the French pronunciation of 13. So I named my cat after it because the character
I
was
had
ginger, spiky eyebrows.
I had a cat named Choo Choo because the
Aw.
deal was that my mum would name one
Yeah.
of the cats and the kids could name the other cat. And then we named the cat Choo Choo and we were never allowed to name another pet again.
Imagine the cat getting out of the house and running down the railroad tracks, and you're coming, trying to get after it. And you're running down the railroad tracks, going choo choo, choo choo. That would be funny.
It would.
People would think you're crazy.
They would.
So,
I do think swimming is not a talent that most cats possess, and Choo Choo most definitely did not possess this talent because she drowned in the swimming pool. But
oh. That's
so when we
terrible.
got a replacement cat, we did not get to name the third cat. That was Mum named it Phoebe.
Phoebe, that's a good name. Cute name for a cat.
Yes.
Tears
That's a-
said that he named his cat Bear. That's actually a good one too. Every
Yeah.
once in a while, you get a cat with roundy, like they're usually pointed, but sometimes there's the odd cat with roundish ears. They look like little bears.
Okay. And Gunky
Phoebe-
says Choo Choo is a hilarious name. Yes, I think so too.
Phoebe is a monkey's cat's name. Phoebe, I think, isn't
Yeah.
she?
Yeah, she's
And
cute.
you want to know what the other cat one, the first one Mum named was? Nix, which is Viper's cat's name.
Oh, there you go.
So everyone has stolen out my cat's names and named their own cats after them.
It's a good name for a black cat. Like,
yeah.
I've never understood. Okay, I do understand the phobia of black cats, but that was shit I remember from like the 80s, and I was like, that's stupid. They're cute. They're cute. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
If they trip you, it's because they're a cat. They all do that. The color doesn't change that. They'll still trip you if they want to.
Yeah. And Kevin chat says Esther Choo Choo. Yeah, that was actually quite traumatic for my mother. Like you'd think it'd be the kids who get upset about the cat dying, but my mum heard the cat like crying or like making noise in the middle of the night, and she was like didn't bother to like check on it. So when she woke up and saw the cat had drowned, she felt so guilty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My cat passed from old age. She was a little over 14, so she lived a good, happy, long life. She was well cared for.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. I have only one picture of her though, because I wasn't really into taking pictures back then, so I only have one photo. I kind of kicked myself for that.
Mm.
I think my oldest cat Clarice is 15 or 16, we think.
Good long. Good long one.
Not bad at all. Yeah, I've had 2 cats.
Okay. My grandmother had a cat named Samantha. That thing, I don't know how old it was when it died. It's like 20. It was like that thing lived forever.
Sometimes they surprise you. Like the odd dog, the odd cat, they're just like, yeah, I'm good. I'll keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents' cat who died last year was about 20 as well.
Wow. Tonight's music selection is Rod Stewart for R.
Yes.
And so the poll is out. Do you think I'm sexy, forever young? Maggie May, and some guys have all of the luck. Go ahead and get your selections in for the poll. We have a 3-way tie for first, of course.
This was a fairly easy one for me. If you put Rhythm of the Heart, the Rhythm of My Heart, I probably would have voted for that. But in the absence of that, yeah.
You know, it would have been a good substitution for Maggie May, because if you listen to these songs, the 3, Do You Think I'm Sexy, Forever Young, and Some Guys Have All Luck are very well produced. You can hear all the instruments. They're nice and clear, strong bass, all that kind of stuff. Very well produced. Maggie May sounds like he made it with his tape deck. It sounds awful. Have you ever noticed that? There's no bass in it. There's barely any drums. It's just almost a guitar. It's there, but it's very faint. It's very poorly produced.
I don't have a very good ear for music. I can't tell, this is low quality or this is high quality. It all sounds fine to me.
I should have put in Rhythm of My Heart, because that sounds really good. But
I like that song.
The only reason I went with Maggie May is because it was probably his biggest hit, right?
That's one of his most famous. That's like one of his most famous songs.
Yeah, that's his famous song.
Kind of have to include Maggie May.
The thing is, he has so many really good songs that I wasn't afraid to put in a couple of really bangers, because people have different feelings about all these songs. So Maggie May is not my favorite.
No, but it's like one of the most famous. Like, if you tell a random person, name a Rod Stewart song, Maggie May is probably going to be one of the most common answers that you get.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man
in the Street
says Maggie May is his best song.
There you go. Yeah. Man in the Street kind of interviews. I'm sure people would probably pick Maggie May.
The only other one might be Do You Think I'm Sexy? Because he's also very well known for that one.
Yeah. Thing is, I never, being a guy, it's hard for me to tell, but I could never imagine Rod Stewart as being a sexy person. He just seems scrawny and big hair I know. I
know. I don't
it's one of those things where I have to confess, I did like his music, but I think it's for the same reason that I liked AC/DC. There's just something funny about the songs, and he does have a unique enough voice where it's catchy. But at no point did I think he was good looking. I mean, I was too young for him at all points of my existence anyway. But all the same, it's the same as how I felt about AC/DC. Like, I don't think any of them are attractive either. Sorry, Terry.
In fairness, Rod Stewart is rich, and that makes him sexy to a lot of women.
Yes.
It might be personality too. Like, yes, he's a talented singer, but sometimes a personality is enough to get a woman being like, you know what, I can see it.
Yeah. If a woman's after a guy's money, she doesn't think he's attractive. She thinks his money's attractive.
Yeah.
Yes, but she says that she thinks the guy is sexy. Like, she's not going to say, "Oh, Rod, you have the sexiest wallet." Like, no, like,
It's
just
not even a
that,
wallet.
and he knows he's being
Look at how
used.
Fattest wallet.
You
Yeah.
huge throbbing wallet of yours.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. We've got a leader. I'll let that go for a little while. Let everybody mull on it. You got how many votes? 8 votes? We got more than 8 people here, so get your votes in, ladies and gentlemen.
Out to Turo Music is the name of the poll. First 2 R's, now 2 T's.
True. I'm old. You have to understand.
I think you
Yeah, I
can end the
know.
poll right now when there is not a tie, so that we actually have a winner. Because I know how these polls go. There's usually a tie for first, and
Well, yeah, there's like 14 people out there, though. So it's at 9. If it gets a little bit higher, I'll go ahead and end it.
fair enough.
Is there,
It's a tie now. You
Have
missed
this-
your chance.
yeah, that's okay. I can break it. Have you 3 gotten your vote in?
Yes, I have.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm still withholding mine. So if it gets time to end the vote, I'll vote for something and get it in there.
Yes, I do think that's a good plan. It's just
Rhythm of My Heart should have been in
wait
there.
till
The
the
more
last minute.
the more I think about it, the more I think Rhythm of My Heart should have been on that list.
Yeah, I mean, I would have voted for that if it was, because that's probably the one I like the most of Rod
It's
Stewart's
a really
songs.
romantic song,
Yeah, but it's like
you know.
catchy. I like them. I like the tune.
The Rhythm of My Heart is beating like a drum.
Hmm.
It's very, very romantic song. I like it. I should have put it in there. Oh well. We'll probably come around to Rod Stewart again sometime in the future
Yeah,
because we'll
probably.
run out of R's and we'll bring Rod back again. That's fine. And I'll make sure I put that song in. Don't let me forget. You know,
Yeah.
3 years from now.
Yeah. Well, if I remember, I will, but I don't like my chances.
The ladies will remember. They get better memories than we do. We didn't really specifically talk too much about the mandate as the first topic, so I want to catch that before in our last 20 minutes here.
What's his name?
I'm not dating anybody except for my girlfriend. But the argument from the left, if you haven't watched the news lately, and I only watch it just to laugh, but they obviously are pissed that they lost. Everyone knows that.
Yes.
And they're
obviously.
looking for reasons to blame it on everybody else but themselves.
Naturally.
But now they've latched onto something because everyone has said that it's a mandate. And so they've latched onto this fact that everyone's calling it a mandate, and they're trying to disprove it. And they're saying, well, he won the electoral college and he won the popular vote, but he won the popular vote by a very, very thin margin.
Doesn't
So
matter.
it's not really a mandate. And I was like, well, he's got the electoral college, he's got the popular vote, even though it's a thin lead. He's got the electoral college. He's got
I think,
the House. He's got the Senate. He's got SCOTUS. And
Sounds
how
like
could
a
that
mandate.
be? Yeah, I was gonna say, how could that be anything but a mandate? Really?
But I think Monty Python had it right. Strange women lying in ponds distributing swords. That's the best system of government.
So, sorry, that went down the wrong
I
way.
have been making a lot of Monty Python references lately. On
Only in
on
flesh
Twitter.
wound.
Yeah. But someone mentioned what was it? Knee, like the Knights of
The Knights of Knee. Yeah.
Yeah. And I forget some of the other ones. I'll have to look at my Twitter, but I've just found opportunities to quote Monty Python a lot in the last 2 days.
There's a lot of it's like watching certain movies that just are just quotes after quotes after quotes. Monty Python's like that. I mean, now for
Yes.
something completely different.
Exactly.
You know, it's just you can pull one out anywhere you want. You know, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay.
Yes, I do like it.
They're just right there. You can just pull on them as you see fit. But I wanted to pull some from. There was a great line. Remember, Afuero never really worked out because I couldn't get the audio right. But there's
Right.
but the Men in Black, the original Men in Black had this guy named Edgar. He was eaten by the bug and his skin was stretched over top of the bug. He was wearing a quote unquote Edgar suit. And the actor who played him had a line that made me laugh every time I heard it, but no one else seemed to notice it. It didn't really trigger anybody else, but it always made me laugh. They shoot down his spaceship at the end of the, trigger warning here at the end of the show. That if you haven't seen the movie by now, I don't care. But they shoot down his ship near the end of the show, and he comes out of the ship. The ramp comes down. He comes walking down half, because he's not really human. He's a bug, but he kind of walks all limpy and gimpy and stuff. And he goes, "Oh, you idiot!" like that. And it's just every time I hear it, it's so genuine. You can feel how this man feels. It's not, he didn't just say the words, "Oh, you're an idiot," or like that, But he put such emotion into it that it makes me giggle every time I see it. And I was thinking, I got to get that and work it into the show somewhere.
Yeah, that's right. One of the ones was someone said, "What makes a woman instantly more attractive?" And I said, "Huge tracts of land."
I got Satsu last week because he was playing this new game called Chef RPG. And he was like, "What the fuck are elderberries?" And I was like, "Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberry."
I think
now go away or I shall taunt you a second time.
I think that's probably one of the most funny things about Christensen's podcast is he has all the great sounders. He's got one of those Elgato machines now where you can actually just tap a button and it does it instead of clicking on an icon on his desktop.
Mm-hmm.
But Biden doing the "That's a Big Gay Man." Yeah, is he really going? "That's a big gay man."
And Bernie Sanders, we should not be niggardly or whatever it is.
Yeah, we should not be niggardly.
For the record, not that Satsu ever watches these, but I think your mom's a really nice woman. Don't tell her she's a hamster unless she knows the reference and she'll laugh at you for it.
Yeah, she seems nice.
For those who, I'm sorry. I want to get this in real quick. For those who don't know, that word spelled Niggerdly, whatever it's spelled like, has nothing to do with the N word. It just means that you're a spendthrift. That's all it means.
Yeah, you don't. It's opposite. It's your tight wad. You don't spend money.
Right. You're thrifty with your spending. You're a spendthrift. You don't spend money. That's what it means. So before anybody starts writing stuff in chat or YouTube coming down on my ass, it's perfectly fine to say that word.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, Ben Shapiro posted a clip of Kamala Harris and giving like some sort of drunken speech. And he said, "She's sloshed." And I said, "All the great philosophers are." And I posted the philosopher's song.
Have you seen that clip?
Yeah. It's like, "Don't let them take your power, man. Your powers."
Yeah. Kyiverdam, have you seen that clip yet?
Which one?
It is Kamala Harris giving a final video. I don't know, say it was a pep talk, maybe.
Kind of, yeah.
But if you look at her motion, the motion of her body and her eyes and how she tilts her head, she looks like she's drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and she's
really
kind of slurring a little bit. It's not obvious. It's not crazy. But if you read everything, it looks like she's smashed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she has a right to be. She just lost the biggest election for forever since Mondale.
Well, she can go back to teaching at Howard University.
And just tell her, don't throw away your knee pads just yet.
That's where she graduated from.
Yeah. She's middle class.
Yeah. TUES is too much of a chicken shit to actually say the word on Twitter. So he uses the magical Terry word as his euphemism for it. I won't say because we're on YouTube and I don't want to get the channel in trouble, but like on Twitter, all you've got to do is appeal it. If you're using it in a non-offensive context, if you appeal it, usually they overturn it.
I've never fought anything that Twitter has done. So if they ban me, I served my 5 days. I didn't.
Blue sky.
Yeah. I mean, I did it as a joke because I fully expected them to turn it down. But then after I I got the first appeal. They said, actually, you're right. This isn't offensive. But I might as well just appeal every time I use that word in a non-offensive manner on Twitter.
Well, mine
Hi,
was
Jack.
mine was so ridiculous because I was talking to
Hi, Johnny.
Ian Miles Chong,
Mhm.
who's a popular person on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I said something to the effect that people are wearing 2 masks. I said, you might as well just put a pillow over your face.
Yes.
And they thought that was me advocating for choking myself to death.
That's retarded.
It was retarded. So I was just like, no, I'm just going to leave that out there. I'm sorry, but you're fucked. And I'm not going to even challenge it. Just let it sit out there as that way from now on. And I never appealed it. And I think it was 8 days later, I got my account back.
I think,
So-
Well,
yeah,
thank
the
you,
only,
Jack.
the only reason I would appeal is if I want people to be able to reply to my comment. Because if it goes into restricted visibility, they can't. They have to like screenshot it or something.
Well, what I did find out was I sent a DM to Ian
Jack.
Michaels Chong and I said, what the hell was that all about? And he says, it wasn't me.
Not meaning to giggle there. I'm just, how do they make that reach? You put on a pillowcase. What, you're choking yourself? What, I thought, like, what, you're pretending to be a ghost? Like,
Well, I mean, if you've seen, what was the name of that film where it was an inside of an asylum? It was Jack. Oh hell, I'm only remember part of this. That's the movie, exactly. Well, that's how he kills one of the guys. That's how he's killed. The Indian kills him by suffocating him by putting him underneath a pillow. So it is a way to kill.
Cuckoo's Nest?
Yeah, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It was what the hell's Jack's last name? Nicholson. Right.
Randall McMurphy was his character.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Wow.
He ends up getting lobotomized, which is why the Indian gives him the mercy death.
Killed him, yeah. And then broke out, used the water fountain or something like that, threw it through the window.
Like that, yeah.
Sink or something.
Great movie.
I've seen
I haven't seen the movie. I just know the story to it.
Yeah, there's a lot of behind the scenes things for that movie that are really interesting. If you go into IMDb and look up the movie, then go to look at, interesting facts. I think there's like a section on interesting, there's goofs and all the other kind of technical issues and stuff like that. But what the area has just, so-and-so actually did this on set and they didn't film it, but they put it in here and all the little interesting tidbits behind the scenes. It's really long from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And it's a lot of interesting stuff. So I just haven't seen it in over a year.
Yeah. I do like it when the so-called goofs are so pointlessly pedantic that they're obviously just trying to show off how smart they are. Like there was one for Interview with a Vampire where at some point one of the vampires is in like the bottom of a well, and the point is that they can't escape, so that when it's daytime they get burnt by the sun. And the quote-unquote goof is that given the longitude and latitude of Paris, there would always be a shadow in the well for the vampire to hide in. Like, that's not a goof. That's you being a pretentious dickhead.
No, that's a very good director. So, yeah, there's a movie I'm planning on watching tonight after the show called The Imitation Game. Have you heard about it?
No.
Nope.
Benedict Cumberbatch and the time period around the Enigma machine in the war. How Americans figured out how to decode it.
Okay.
By getting one of their own. Getting their own Enigma machine. So it looks really interesting. I like Benedict. I think he's a good actor.
I don't think I've seen him in all that much, but I've heard, he's famous for a reason.
He's Dr. Strange. And he's...
I don't like Marvel movies.
What was the other thing he played that was really big? The detective. What was his name? Sherlock Holmes, yeah.
But I don't watch either of those things.
He was also Khan in Star Trek.
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
You don't watch anything, man.
Well, no, I think it's like to say our interests lie in different areas.
Absolutely. And that's fine. That's fine. We have a little bit in common with each other. I like some video games, you like some movies, so it's not so terrible.
When it comes to the Khan saga, I always just view it as that one scene where Kirk is yelling his name, Khan.
Yeah, when he's buried alive.
The whole season to me.
Yeah, it kind of says, I want to keep on hurting you. He says, alone, buried alive. And Shatner freaks out. And it turns out to be a big play because he immediately says, oh, yeah, I know it's going to be buried alive. Let me contact my ship and we'll get out of here. And it's all like, well, wait a minute. You were playing him the entire time? Khan thought he got over on you? And the look on Khan's face when Kirk contacts him from the starship is like, oh, what the hell?
I want them to like mix that with a song from South Park. It's like, Khan,
yeah.
Can really make you say.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's just some clips where you're like, you almost don't want to actually watch the. It's not in a disrespect, because I do understand your interest in the show, but that one clip was enough for me, because I was like, I just want to imagination land the whole season now.
Yeah. There are some talented people out there who can take that Khan scream and turn it into a song. Look what they did with that chick with the I Want a Man in Finance. You've heard that one, right?
Mm-hmm. Which one's this?
It's a girl who's talking about what she wants for a man, and she says, "I want a man in finance," but she kind of outlines all the other things that she wants in him. And this guy took it and took all of her stuff and put it into a song.
Cool.
It became like this dance tune. I want a man in finance, 6 figures, this big, this tall. I want a man in finance, and he keeps repeating it over and over again. It's funny, and it's catchy too.
One of my favorite ones was with regards to Trump winning the recent election. Is like some woman was like screaming into a pillow, and like this guy took the music from "Jump Around" by House of Pain. It's like, dun, dun, and then it just plays her screaming. It's like, like in time with the actual song.
Yeah.
I thought that was like really well done.
There's some talented people out there in music that could just take anything and turn it into a song. I need to find somebody like that, someone who can write music, give me an outro song so I don't have to keep picking. Although it's kind of fun to pick a thing from the poll.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, I think it's kind of fun.
You could always just use The Lion Sleeps Tonight. That's like the other Minions associated
song. I used that for a long time.
Yeah.
I used that for a long time. That was before I did the Wednesday show. I was like, okay, well, if we're going to start the Wednesday show, I said I have to have my own intro song. So I gave up on the Minions music. I don't think anybody uses it anymore.
I don't think so, no.
Yeah.
Uses what? Sorry, I missed it.
The intro song that we used to use.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, let me grab it real quick. It's in my...
In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight.
You recognize that, right? It's on my D drive and Zoo.
And Critical Thinkers Guild apparently can write music. So I don't know how good his music is, but he's claiming that he can write it.
Well,
do they still use the outro with that gif of the tiger panting?
Yeah. But they don't.
I think Quiz and Adam used to use it. I don't know if anyone still uses it.
Yeah, someone wrote that, right? One of the people in Minions.
Yeah. Magado, Deco D is the guy who wrote the outro music with the tiger. And I think here it is.
Can you hear that?
I can.
This is our old intro music from like 5 years ago.
Right when I come. Right when I came here.
Yeah. That's like Philip DeFranco playing the monkey music.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. Hit him with the monkey. I know everyone hates DeFranco. I understand.
I have no opinion one way or the other. I used to watch him back when he covered Roaming Millennial and Lacey Green.
Oh, yeah, back in the day.
Yeah.
I used to watch him before that. He used to have like what would be considered OnlyFans girls on his show at one point.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Back in the day, yeah. You can't, he got rid of all those videos. You can't find them on his channel anymore. Yeah. I'm sure he's having the same thing happen to him that's happening to us for old videos getting strikes now.
Oh,
You
I would guarantee.
because we had another one, not a strike, but a warning.
Oh,
Yeah,
Fun.
just a couple days ago on one of our streams, one of a Wednesday show streams, got a
medical
warning.
misinformation or whatever.
Yep, it wasn't a strike. It was a warning. So I have to take a class again. I have to have a talk with Eve, Reject, and Sanguine about how we want to handle this going forward, because we can't keep getting warnings. Eventually, you were going to get a strike, and all of the shows that I offloaded from when Minions started are sitting on my NAS drive. No one's ever come to me and said, "Hey, I'm looking for show XXX."
No,
So
they're not going.
so why am I holding on to these? Why don't I just delete them? Because they're not available live.
There is one from the 19th of September 2020, which I like.
Well,
Why?
there you go. It's
Why?
a whole specific
Were you in it?
No, I was in chat though. It was a funny
okay.
one.
Oh, that's the oddball.
But no, I think it depends how much you value just keeping them for posterity. Like, even if no one ever wants to watch them again, just having them saved might have some value for like having part of history recorded. I don't know. It's like when people make ROMs of like old video games that no one is ever going to actually play, but they just want history to be recorded. This game existed. We will preserve its legacy, so to speak.
They're not really that big, so it's not like
Yeah.
it's taking up any significant amount of room.
Well, then there's
But-
no real reason to delete them. If it's not an inconvenience to store
No.
them, I'd keep them.
It's like 1,500 episodes though.
Yeah,
A
of
lot-
course. There's-
a lot out there. Yeah, but it's no problem. I can keep them. I was like, why? Why am I doing this? But
Well, I mean, like I said,
That's so.
it's up to you, but it depends how much you value the preservation of history. It's like if you think, well, there's no real reason to hold on to them, then don't. But if you think it's worth keeping them just for posterity, then
yeah,
especially if it's not taking up that much room on your storage, why not? Just keep it.
I think I'll do that. I guess I have to unload. It's a pain in the ass to offload them, but I'll just offload them and catch up. But I can offload most of them. I can offload up to like the last 5 days. Just leave 5 days out there. I could do that too. Like every time I broadcast the Wednesday show, after the Wednesday show, get rid of the previous 5 episodes.
Or could you just
Yeah.
upload them to Rumble, like as a?
You can, but I don't. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. But the time it takes me to upload to Rumble is the same as actually the length of the stream itself. So if I were to upload the YouTube stream to Rumble as a place to hold it for a while, and it was a 1 hour show. Yeah, 1 hour show would take an hour to upload. That's
Probably not
ridiculous.
worth it. Yeah.
And it ain't me. That's got to be the Rumble side. So I tried it a couple times. I couldn't figure out how to do it correctly. There's got to be a better way.
There has to be.
Yeah. So I guess I can look into it. I don't mind keeping it. Like I said, I got plenty of room. It's not an issue, but the problem is actually doing the work of uploading it. I tried to automate it, could never really get it very well automated. It would do maybe 5 to 10 or maybe even 15 episodes, and then the script would break. And I have to restart it, and it would break. I have to restart. I keep restarting it over and over again. Because it's not just me making content, it's everybody else. And they do it a little bit different. And my script looks at it and it's like, I don't know what this is supposed to be, because it's not the same as what mine is. So
And Key, with the remarkably good memory in chat, tells you exactly what happened in that stream from 2020 that she liked so much. It was Sora reading a Medium article about ending a friendship over Trump.
Yeah, I could see that.
wow.
Well, another thing you could do, and I'm taking inspiration from Satsu because he got his old channel back. I guess there was issue with
Yeah.
YouTube and he got it back. So, he's been going through his old files. Not everything had anything on it, like a lot of his stuff he was excited to see and he's going to keep those.
Mhm.
But I wouldn't throw any shade at you if some of the episodes you didn't keep were just because nothing happened. They're nothing burgers. They're boring. Like no one really,
Yeah.
but keep the ones that I know that makes it difficult because that's asking people like Keeve and say even Check, like, did you like these ones? But
No, I've got it. I've got the compromise. Just delete the ones with poly in them.
Oh.
I at least now YouTube, when you get a warning or anything from YouTube, now they tell you exactly what episode and where in the episode that the violation
I'm glad
began,
they made that change.
and they put you right at that time mark. So all I do is hit play and you'll hear it. So that's pretty cool that they're doing that.
Yeah. I think it's good that they finally started doing that.
Well, we really didn't get into the CeaseFire, and we didn't really talk too much about Mayor Johnson, the mayor who's going to be arrested pretty soon. But we can always save this for another time.
I think, yeah. We did our usual excellent job of addressing the topics.
Which is to say none of them. Well, we did talk about the mandate a little bit anyway.
Yes.
All right. You guys have anything else? Kyiverdam, anything?
I'm good.
I don't know if I should chill it in chat because it is kind of one of those things I worry about with YouTube. But a lot of us follow Scarlett.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of made a request on his Discord to chill out. He made a video. It's called CNN's "Excuse me, YouTube, Gender Defectors. Don't kill me for being honest about what it's called."
That's fine.
I still gotta watch that.
But I think it looks like one of those ones where there's going to be quite a lot of information in there, especially knowing it's Scarlett. And yeah, if you guys want to go check it out, I just remember where the meetings came from. You know, I know it was Reject and you guys and Chaos and all us being involved, but I know the inspiration came from a certain 3 people, and I pick on them every day to do a reunion. You know, just do another reunion, just another one.
What's the Denver one about again?
That's the mayor.
Mayor Mike Johnson is going to deny federal access to deporting immigrants from his country, from his state. So ICE wants to deport people when Trump gets them in place, and Denver's just not going to go for it, according to Mayor Johnson. The deal here, though, is that there's federal law, and if he tries to resist, they'll arrest him and put him in jail. And as I understand it, we're talking 5 years minimum. So he better keep his mouth shut, or he's going to be in jail for 5 years.
And as I said in chat, hashtag Team Homan. I'm on his side.
Homan will do it. You said it. Homan said, well, if he wants to put himself in the way of getting arrested, I'll be happy to do it for him. So Homan is quickly calling his bluff. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But it was very interesting to hear him talk about it. So we'll see what happens. It's not going to be very long, only a couple more weeks, and things will come to blows. I'm here for it. So, all right, let's go ahead and get out of here. Where's my outro music and outro text and all the outro stuff? Thanks, fam, as always, for chatting with us tonight. If you can't wait for the next Wednesday show, remember the Minions are live every evening except for Tuesday, with most shows starting around 11:30 p.m. Eastern, 6 days a week. Hosts and start times are linked in the description down below. Don't forget about the Rumble show. It's usually half an hour before the YouTube show. That's where we say all the goofy stuff, and you find all kind of information that you won't find on YouTube. We will be back next Wednesday at 9 p.m. as usual, assuming we don't get some kind of YouTube infraction. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and we'll see you again next week. Have a great night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
Good night, guys and gals, and in betweens, and frogs. That's French people, just so you guys.